Oh, how we
So
doing, brother?
excited. I'm doing excellent today. How about yourself?
It is Monday. I am
Mm,
I am less uh I'm doing good. It was a
yeah.
long weekend with adult beverages,
Mm,
a bar crawl,
okay.
a basketball game. I even went roller skating.
I saw you
Yeah.
on the old reels there.
Yeah, it's my niece's birthday.
Look,
So
good form though. Yeah, you're rolling.
it's like you can't it's like riding a
Like,
bike, baby.
no, that is not like riding a bike whatsoever. I have never fallen off a bike as many times as I have on roller skates.
When's the last time you
So,
think that? When's the last time you think you've roller skated?
oh boy. Whew. I mean, at this point, you're talking possibly decades. It's been a long time, but it's probably been about that long since I rode a bike too. But I feel like I could definitely ride a bike and not fall over.
Hey, challenge
Nope,
accepted.
I don't. I
You
don't
don't
feel good
want to
about the
try?
roller skate.
Yeah, man. So supposedly, my my brother's been taking our his daughter, my niece, to the skating rink that I grew up going to, Skateland USA, right there in Kannapolis.
Yeah,
So that's where she had her
it's
birthday
awesome.
party. They and nothing has changed on the inside. Not a thing.
Same, still drink stains from when we were around spilling stuff everywhere.
1,000%. Yes. The DJ booth is the exact same. The smell of
Wow.
just stale feet is still there. It's
Look,
just
if it ain't broken, right? If it ain't broken, I
if,
mean,
if,
there
if
might
it
be some
ain't
broken stuff
broken.
in there. Out.
No, but she had her birthday party there, man. It was dope. It was dope, man. So
Good.
before that, was that on Saturday, got up with some of the fellas and we had some green beer libations in uptown Charlotte
Mm.
and enjoyed each other's company as
I
as
was
brethren.
I was around the corner enjoying a Brazilian steakhouse. It was
Man,
amazing.
I have not been there since you got married.
I went on it was the day after because we went there on the 15th
Yeah.
of of March. That was the day of my wedding.
Wait, you just had your wedding
So
anniversary?
yeah, it was uh, Friday.
Your wedding anniversary was Friday.
This is correct.
Happy anniversary.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you.
I once again didn't get you anything.
It, you know, consistency is what we look for at moving in a pod.
Oh man, that was
You are
good.
doing great, sir. Doing good.
Yes.
So yeah,
Oh,
my
dude.
wife went out and had us anniversary dinner.
Nice, man. Congrats, brother. How many years now?
Hmm. We'll be in our. Well, this was our fifth, so we're going into our sixth year of marriage.
And together for how long total?
15,
That's love right
15
there, bro.
years.
That's love right there, bro.
15 years.
That's the real deal. Holyfield
Oh
right
yeah.
there, guys.
Oh yeah.
That's the
Still doing very well.
nice.
Actually, looking forward to another 5 years. So
Good deal.
longer than
Good
that,
deal.
but you know what I'm saying. You
Yeah,
know what
man.
I'm saying.
And baby steps. Baby steps. That's what it's
Yeah,
about there. So.
yeah.
And then Friday was JP came into town, so he went to the Suns Hornets game and watched the Hornets just get
Nice.
absolutely wrecked. So it was a very, very long weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
Good stuff though, man. Not bad at all.
Wow.
Just finally recovered about 7 minutes ago. So
Yeah.
I'm ready for the week.
Let's go. Well, so I assume you did not go to work today.
Oh, I did.
Oh my goodness!
And
I was going
and
to
I
ask
will
why. Hey,
and I was there. I had some meetings that I conducted.
no, let's
Did
go.
did I zombie through them? Yeah, yes, I did.
Mm.
Did I get a standing ovation?
Per-
Yes. There was no standing ovation. It was actually via Zoom.
yeah, he's like, I stood up and it was awkward, actually.
It was real awkward. Welcome to this episode of Movie in a Pod. I'm Clyde Smith.
And I am Javier Villalobos.
On this week's episode, we're discussing shows for In the Land of Saints and Sinners, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter is Dead, and our movie of the week, The American Society of Magical Negroes. That's a lot of words, bro. Get a sip of water real quick after saying all of those titles.
That was a lot.
I'm going to fire our producer guy
You
who
really-
puts all this crap together.
You really did have the most words ever to say in that intro.
I'm the worst writer ever. I know, dude.
Every title, every single title.
9 words.
Oh, you
Guys,
did it though, man. You did it.
powered through. Hey team, we got
Yep.
some new trailers here for you. We have a new Liam Neeson, this time not in America, back in the old country.
Oh, no. Okay.
And then we have a remake of a late 80s, early 90s classic starring Christina Applegate. This is a remake reimagining with some colored folks. Team, we have a YouTube page. Watch our full reaction to these trailers and our full pods on our YouTube page. There's a link tree in the show notes. Click, like, subscribe, share, and bring some friends, guys. Keep liking so we can keep on making some great content for you guys. All right, team. So that was the trailer for In the Land of Saints and Sinners. According to IMDb, in a remote Irish village, a damaged father is forced to fight for redemption after a lifetime of sins. What price is he willing to pay? In the land of saints and sinners, that's the thing. That's the word. Some sins can't be buried. Directed by Robert Lorenz, starting the man, the myth, the living legend, obviously Liam Neeson, with a whole cast of people. Basically, I know Kerry Condon, Syrian Hands, and Jack Gleason. That's about it.
There you go.
What are your thoughts on this, brother?
I had very little, like, the trailer didn't bring me very much interest in what was happening.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of stuff that didn't quite like put a story together. It was just like a bunch of scenes, and for me, it didn't feel like anything was like going anywhere very important.
We call those trailers. They're little vignettes they put before movies.
No, this one's not.
Didn't
The
pass the
trailer's
bar
supposed
for
to
you?
make you a little interested. It's supposed to make you a little interested, and it really didn't. Like, it didn't make me very interested. Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like a bunch of scenes that were kind of doing the same thing over and over and over and over. It was just like the same scene.
Kind of like smacked together.
Yeah.
So
So I have no clue what's going on.
well, what I gathered out of this, at least, is a movie about a man who is trying to stop being. He's like an assassin. He's like a cleaner. He's like a fixer in Ireland or whatever, and he doesn't want to do that anymore, right? He's kind of forgotten how many people he's killed, whose lives that he's, how many families' lives he's destroyed and stuff like that. But obviously, when that stuff has happened, we're looking intrinsically. We're not looking external, so we don't know who might be around the corner, who might be coming after us. And then I see this Carrie Condon character coming to town with her crew, and they start wrecking, making havoc for him because they want to put him
Yeah.
down or something. And now that's what I got, but that was the first, I don't know,
I mean,
50 seconds of the trailer. The rest, minute and 10 seconds, didn't really make any sense. Like, were they working
yeah, it
together at
was
one point in time? Were there bigger forces coming? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I have so many
yeah,
questions. Is somebody going to say release
yeah.
the Kraken? That'd be awesome, whatever.
No, I
I'm
mean, it would be
ready.
pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, other than what you said, yeah, it was just, it didn't really lead nowhere, I didn't think.
Definitely.
Uh,
So what we will do, like always, guys, we'll throw In the Land of Saints and Sinners on our socials. Let us know your thoughts. The cool thing about this is, like, I would pull up to the theater and watch this. It's only an hour 46, so it's not long.
yeah.
And it might be some of his best work in a while. So who knows? Team, with those on
Yeah.
our socials, let us know your thoughts. Also, let us know what your favorite Liam Neeson movie is. Talk to us, team. All right, team. Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. According to IMDb, Tanya finds her summer plans canceled when her mom jets off for a last-minute retreat, and the elderly babysitting who arrives at her door unexpectedly passes away. So we got very little from this trailer, but
Yes.
I do know this is a remake, reimagining. I don't know what the studios do these days, but
I
there's a
I
beautiful
feel like they're
movie from
telling us what's going to happen.
1991. I think she's gonna die at some point. Um, there's this beautiful movie from 1991 starring a very young Christina Applegate, um, in the same exact scenario where she's
Right.
got to get a job, she falls in love, she has to watch the kids. There's a lot going on here. And this is told from the viewpoint of a black family, which that's what Hollywood does now. Um, they did it with the Wonder Years. Now they're doing it with Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. So just gonna take everything. So gosh, black people. That's the sound. That's the sound bite for the week. Get canceled by my own people.
Yeah.
I sound white though, so they might not be able to tell, right?
No.
But
Oh
did
man.
you see the original movie? Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead.
Yeah, I saw it way back when though. I don't remember a whole lot of it. I mean, like I know like you said, Christina Applegate had to be like the mom, right? Like she had to fill in the position and
Yeah.
just go through this whole thing of exactly what the title says.
So, like, not to spoil things for this new one or this one from '91. Highly recommend. Still kind of holds up, but mom jet sails. They're left with a babysitter. Babysitter dies. Instead of like telling the police and everything, I don't remember what they do with the body, but Christina Applegate's character has to go get a job. She gets a job at a modeling agency. And then the only thing else I remember really is that there is a humongous party that she goes to, and then they have the modeling show at her house at the end where she gets caught by mom or something like
Right.
that. Is what I remember. I could be
Yeah, I
wrong
don't
with a few
really remember.
details. So so I'm just excited to see kind of what they do with this one, with this remake or reimagining or whatever. But yeah, it was dubbed. It's Home Alone times 5 is what Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Home is. So dead. So team, with us on our socials, let us know your thoughts. I recommend you all watch the old one as well. It's on Cinemax. You can
Good idea.
obviously get it on Prime Video as well. Team,
Did you say
let us know.
Cinemax? Oh my goodness.
I'm on IMDb right now.
Oh
It says
goodness.
streaming Cinemax Prime Video channels.
All right, that one.
I'm
That
just
one needs to
reading.
be
I'm just,
updated.
I'm just reading, bro. Let us know your thoughts, team. All right. Bro Suff, you ready to jump into this week's movie?
Yes, sir.
We have the American Society of Magical Negroes. This was released March 15th, 2024. This one was written and directed by Kobe Libby.
Oh, we didn't have a budget shown on this one, but it's grossed 1.3 million so far.
Make money, money, make
Starting
money,
this, we
money,
have.
money.
Oh yeah. Starting this one, we have Justice Smith as Aaron, David Allen Greer as Roger, Ann Lee Bogan as Lizzie, Drew Tarver as Jason, Michaela Watkins as Masterson, Aisha Hines as Gabbard. I think that's how to pronounce her name. I don't really remember. Tim Baltz as Officer Miller, Rupert Friend as Mick, and Nicole Byers as Dee Dee.
Yes, sir. All right, go ahead and give us a quick synopsis of this flick, sir.
So, Aaron's life as a yarn artist is not going as well as he would like. And after a rough night at the art gallery, a man named Roger offers him a job. Aaron is tasked with helping white people feel more secure so they will be less dangerous towards black people. And he falls into a forbidden love with his client Jason's love interest, Lizzie, and ultimately discovers himself through his relationship with both Lizzie and Jason.
Yes, sir. All right, man. So let's start at the top. We got Justice Smith as Aaron. Meet Aaron, who is this young black kid, this young black man. He's like 20 in his like mid 20s, so he's not a kid, but we meet
Right.
him. He's kind of doing the art thing, not succeeding at it, kind of has a vision, but the vision is not really working out. In the event of the night, we meet him. He meets, I don't know, Black Merlin. I don't really know how to really discuss David Allen Greer Rogers' character and stuff, but takes him under his wing and kind of it's an apprenticeship vibe in regards to this new job offer because Aaron is struggling with money, not doing well with talking to people, kind of always aware of his surroundings, and wants to be the smallest in the room ever. And it's just like his vibe. So you just know, like, he's a very shy, introverted person. At least that's what you kind of pick up, but it like develops later on, and you understand like actually why he does what he does and how he acts and everything. Yeah, so that's our main character, Aaron, and he's the one who kind of goes onto this weird journey we're gonna talk about in a few minutes here.
Right.
But let's move forward here. We do have David Allen Greer as Roger. Let's talk about Black Merlin for a second, man. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of is there all of a sudden. We don't really build up to nothing like to the whole situation. He just jumps into it and immediately, like, both Justice Smith and David Allen Greer, like, for these two characters, they just like make you feel like super welcome all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Like, like, like you're just there hanging out with them, and as far as the character Roger, I mean, he just takes Aaron under his wing and just seemingly nice guy,
agreed.
right? Even though, uh, later on he talks about how everybody thinks he's very stern or whatever, and it doesn't ever come off that way. Uh, unless you kind of start breaking the rules, then he gets a little stern.
Yeah, and he gets a little pissed off there.
Yeah,
So what what Roger introduces Aaron to and takes him under his wing is a magical society. And this magical society is um a job where the magical Negro um basically helps make white people feel better about themselves and at ease and calmness. And the reason why, and this is where it kind of went off the deep end a little bit for me, is to prevent death and murder. Like it wasn't like even
right.
subtle. Like that's the reason why.
No, no, that was never subtle through the whole movie at all.
Like we do this magical job to prevent white people from. I'm gonna get so canceled this week. I feel it now. I had a white guy in my house this weekend, all weekend long. John's always invited to the cookout, though.
Yeah. Yep.
He's got a permanent card, damn it. But yeah, it started going off the deep end. Is like that's the sole reason as to why we do what we do, is to prevent white people from killing blacks and other colored folk. And at that point, I was just like, huh. Yeah, I don't want to do this job. Like, I don't want to be responsible for
Right,
that.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's almost like a Thanos level event. I don't want to be responsible for that at all. No, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, I don't want to do this. This is not me.
Right,
I
right.
don't want to make white people feel good and all this stuff. And but you know, he's also low on funds. He spent his last $4,000 on yarn that he can't get back. Oh man, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very very interesting, like the lead into him getting into the building, right, to the actual society, like
Yeah.
this the whole lead up to it, like with the uh ATM scene and all that, uh just all super weird, like going into it, but at the same time, you know, could have been anybody that was in that situation. And it almost seemed like Roger put him in that situation. Like he was there to show him a point, right? Like it wasn't an accident.
You know, you know how like some people don't learn or understand something until it happens to them or they see it with their own eyes, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And those are the most frustrating people. I think Rogers saw a lot of Aaron in himself and was like, this is how I'm gonna handle this right here. Because at that ATM scene where Aaron was about to get into a fight, basically get his ass kicked,
Yeah.
um, you see Roger in the background. He's across the street
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
shadow, and I'm like, is he ever gonna come through and help or anything of that nature? And he
Still in the
eventually does, you know. But it's almost like he kind of made that. You're right. It kind of feels like he made that whole situation happen. Because how
Right.
often does a drunk girl tell you to put in her ATM number? Like, you know, like that never happened.
Mm-hmm.
We've been out partying in our youth. You know what I mean? In our street youth days, that
Yeah,
has
yeah.
never happened, right? So it's almost like that scene
Street
itself
youths.
was. It almost seemed like that scene itself was kind of produced. But I did, but like
Yeah, I agree.
you know how you were saying that it was getting weird as far as like the lead up to finding out what this society was about and what they did. Like as soon as he opened the like he was in the barber shop and then opened it and then like they had to climb through like the other side and it closed back or whatever. Like
It's a little tiny door.
even when they were like in Monticello and trying to talk about like the
Yeah.
first American Negro, like magical Negro society was here, I was like, this is
Right.
really weird, but I'm locked in. I'm locked in
Right.
because
Right. Agreed.
you know this is different. I've never seen anything like this before. It's a weird twist on like the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Um, let's see where this goes. And then coming to find out when not to skip ahead, but Nicole Byers' character Dee Dee, who's kind of like the lead of the entire society or whatever, says like what
Yeah.
this is about. It's like, okay, that's a little weird.
I feel
But
you. I feel you.
he takes the
Well, I
assign. He
mean, it was very
takes the
direct.
job.
I mean, the whole
They're
thing
not
was
gonna
very direct.
they're not gonna sugarcoat anything. At least like what we're
No, not
about,
at all.
right?
There was nothing. And then
um.
the little meter things that were hitting like red and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I was like, what's
White
going on here?
tears. White tears is what it was called. Wild man. I saw this 10:30 last night. It was me and one other guy in there. It was
Wow.
just two brothers in there enjoying this movie, man. And we
Yeah.
yeah, it was just interesting. So we so he takes the job because he has no money and his first assignment is this white guy at this tech company named Jason. And Jason has like his meter is almost broken because
No,
it's
it's
so
about to
far it's
explode.
about to
Yeah.
explode. But you know, you find Jason's motivations really quickly. You know, he wants to be the next like tech guru. He wants to be the next like big tech executive with his own yacht
Mm-hmm.
and a visor pointed to the side like this. You know, he wants all of that, right? Um
Yeah.
um so there's a lot of pressure on him himself. And so Aaron comes in
Ooh.
to try to alleviate that pressure by making him feel good about himself, that his last project really wasn't his fault. That, you know, you're not a bad guy, you're not a racist for what happened
Yeah.
over there in like what was it, Kenya or something like that, Ghana or something like that
Yeah.
or whatever.
Right.
That was not his fault. So like that's kind of the gig. Make white people feel good about themselves so they won't kill us. That's
Yeah.
the whole end. Now, when Aaron and Roger was around that cop beforehand, like, yeah, that cop if that cop's meter goes through the roof, he has the ability to do some damage. I never felt
Yeah.
threatened by Jason though.
No, not in the least bit at all.
Yeah, yeah, like he's just some like punk young tech guy, who's like obviously capable, but really, no, there was no threat there. So it was like weird to even
Yeah.
plug Aaron with this guy because his even if he does get pissed off and mad or whatever, his threat level seemed very, very low. Jason's character, I
Agreed.
want to talk about this kid for a second. Um, we've all met this Jason before, right? Jason cares about getting ahead in life. Jason cares about uh not, you know, Jason doesn't care about stepping over his friends or anybody else. He just wants to get ahead. He has a North Star
Yeah.
and nothing's going to get in his way. He would like some help. He gets help from
Oh
Aaron
yeah. Yeah.
and Lizzie, but he also doesn't give them credit either. He's one of those guys,
Correct.
you know,
Correct.
and
Yeah.
we've all
I mean, there's always
seen
people
those
that
guys.
like know how to put. There's always people that know how to put like others in place for things to go better.
Yeah.
But like I said, the downfall is he didn't recognize them as people that helped him.
Nope. Not at all. Speaking of one of the other people who helped him, we have Lizzie, Anne Lee Bogan. as Lizzie. First off, I do want to say, as quiet and docile as Aaron is this entire movie, when he's trying to play off the whole coffee spilled on her thing in line and then checking her out, probably the smoothest move ever, right? He was like,
It was good.
she
It was
was
really
like,
good.
you called me pretty or attractive. And he goes, no, I didn't. I called you the most beautiful woman I've seen. And I was just like,
So good. So good.
bruh, okay. And he said
I
it
mean,
with
he had
like,
me on the hook, and he wasn't even
yo,
talking to me.
exactly. Yes. Like, justice. I didn't know you
Yeah.
had it in you. Gave her the little side eye too in line. Man, I'm like, dang,
Yeah.
bro. I'm in love.
He was he was a super cool dude through the whole movie, though. To the very end, didn't get crazy, but most of the
It's
movie was pretty chill.
pretty chill, and that delivery, that kind of opened his character up a little bit to know like
Yeah.
he seems a little weird, he seems a little awkward, but the kid actually has game. He's just like docile. When he feels comfortable, then he starts making his move. I appreciated that. I appreciated that a hell of a
Right.
lot. But Lizzie wants to be on the come up at this tech company, Meetbox, as well. Terrible name for a company, by the way.
It's so
I,
good.
I bugged out every time
It's so
I
good.
heard that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
It's so
but
true.
she wants to be able to come up, so she's on the design team. She works with Jason. Um, she has her own designs and aspirations and dreams and everything. But Jason's kind of the lead. He's kind of the Picasso around the office. So everybody kind of leans on him, and even like their
Yeah.
boss Masterson gives him the lead project, even though she did all of the work there. So, um,
Yep.
the thing with Lizzie, man, like she's that we all have like we've all like had that girl in our life as well, where it's just like, yeah, she's cool, she can hang out with the guys, but like we're all actually attracted to her as well, and it's like Highlanders. There can be only one. So, are we about to fight to the death with
No. Yeah.
swords?
Not gonna
Yes,
be one.
yes. um, so Aaron's digging her later, but his job in this once again is to help Jason out, his client. And when Jason starts digging her, Aaron has to back off. And from that point on, it's very little about helping Jason and more just a love story about Aaron and Lizzie.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like
Jason
the
kind
movie
of.
deviates.
Yeah, he just kind of becomes just another dude that's like just a background character for a little while. Um, but like all this stuff's going on, and yet he's still managing to get like this whole presentation together, which is pretty fantastic on its own. But
Yeah,
like he's
killing the
like,
game, bro.
yeah, yeah. He's it's leading up to it, and he's like, all right, well, I got everything I need. I don't need you guys now. I'd like you to be there. It's cool, but ultimately, you've done
Be
your job.
be in the shadows and push the button, okay?
Yeah,
Be be a good little boy and push the buttons there. Um,
yeah,
that was kind of the weird twist, man. Is like once you come to find out that he can't have Lizzie, Aaron can't have Lizzie, it becomes this less of this woke type, maybe satirical comedy about the interworking relationships between blacks and whites, and that's just background for just this romance comedy triangle between these
yeah.
three, and how Aaron wants Lizzie and Lizzie wants Aaron, but Jason wants Lizzie and Aaron can't have Lizzie, and it's just a weird triangle thing that we're watching,
Oh
and
yeah.
the whole wokeness commentary on black and white, it just falls to the wayside, man. And I think that's where this movie starts to falter. I'm like, I have seen rom-coms where there's a love triangle before. I didn't
Yeah.
that could have been a part of this movie, but that overtook this movie. You know, does that
But
make
at the
sense?
same time, but at the same time too, Jason was never really like in the mix in the movie, other than like the bar scene where they're talking, and then he says like, "I'm attracted to Lizzie," but after that, like you said before, he just disappears for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Gotta get that.
it's just Aaron and Lizzie for like most of the end of the movie.
But like he can't. But he can't. She's off limits because of
Correct.
the
Correct.
society, right? So there's all these rules as well with being this magical Negro in this magical Negro society or whatever. This is a lot going on here. Um, Moving forward, we also do have Michaela Watkins as Masterson. She's their boss. There we have Aisha Hands as one of the lead society people who tell all the stories. I love that every story was
Yeah.
like. I think the first one was um, the Legend of Bagger Vance, but with instead of golf, it was pool. And then the second one
Yeah.
was obviously the Green Mile. It was like, y'all really use these two movies to
Yeah.
show this, man? just great,
Yeah.
like interplay into like using those, but kind of switching it up a little bit. I did appreciate that. Tim Baltz was Officer Miller, Rupert Friend as Mick, and once you talk about Nicole Byer as Dee Dee as well. Just real quick, man. This takes place in L.A. The LA backdrop was cool. We spent a lot of time at Meetbox. Once again, I hate that name. But that's where we spent.
Yeah.
um,
Just saying it just makes you feel uncomfortable.
This is cringy, yeah. We spent a lot of time there at like a LA tech club or whatever. So there's a million and one of
Yeah.
those. Uh, but I think what they did with the backdrop of um, Los Angeles is cool. Is really cool to shoot, especially like that park scene, that tracking
Oh
shot
yeah.
with him and Lizzie talking and really getting to know each other. Her knowing his personality, he knowing her person. I really thought that was really cool scene. And even at the end when they're kind of walking
Agreed.
hand in hand down the boulevard, man. So really cool, dope shots in this movie that I really did enjoy. Ready to just move forward with a theme, man. You ready?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Um, kind of don't be afraid to be you is the vibe that I got here, and that's kind of Aaron's journey, right? Because even when he
Right.
had like the job was actually perfect for him, and that's why I also think that like Roger thought he was going to be a good fit. Um, give him powers to give him a little bit of confidence, but know that he's not going to, with great power comes great responsibility and abuse his powers. I mean, that's the vibe, but
Yeah.
that's all Aaron wants to do as soon as he gets his powers, just abuse them, right? With everything. He wants as soon as he finds out he cannot have Lizzie, that's all he wants. And ruins it. Ruins
Yeah.
it, ruins it, ruins it. At every turn. So
Ruins it for
just
everybody, pretty much.
I love how
Just
he
for a
was like
short
about
amount of
to
time till they're
he was
back up and
about to
running.
he's about to raise his hand, and then like we come to find out it was somebody else, and he's over there like, oh God, thank God. Woo.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, I think the theme around this, man, is be yourself, be true to yourself. You don't have to uh walk on eggshells around different people. You can be your genuine self. Totally, I think that's what this was about. So all right, team. So this was our conversation about the American Society of Magical Negroes. JV, give me your thoughts and ratings on this, brother.
So the whole of this movie, I enjoyed. It's like I said, seeing the the scenes and Aaron and Roger and all the characters kind of working together. Um, that's what played up the movie for me. I mean, the story was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Going going in and out of the whole thing, like the the whole thing with Lizzie and Jason, and like he's supposed to have a client that he's not, really working with that much. Doesn't seem like. Um, there's this weird love triangle that's not really. It's there, but we don't get to see much of it. We're
Yeah.
all about just Aaron and Lizzie the whole time. Um, but other than that, the movie itself was good. Well, it was fun. It was funny. It was fun. David Loudon Greer was great, um, and really the whole cast did well for their parts they had. I'm gonna give this one $3 of popcorn this week.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yes, sir. What about you?
That's how I feel about this movie, man. I I like going into a movie
Yeah,
and
I had that too.
I like going into a movie and like thinking it's gonna be one thing, and then it's something else, but that something else is like a delight. You know what I mean? Like you think you're about to drink water, but it's actually like pink lemonade. Pink lemonade, delicious, right? Like, oh, I'm about to get a sip of water. Pink lemonade. This was not. This was the total opposite.
Best
right?
day ever.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm going in and about to drink pink lemonade. Got salivating for pink lemonade, and I get water. You know what I mean? Like that. That's what happens. Like, which means it wasn't bad, but I feel like they could have done so much. This could have been a movie with the setup of showing those conversations, showing that you're not supposed to be afraid or scared of conversations and making other groups feel better or about them. That's not our job. I wanted it to really lead into that. Even when he had his moment when he was yelling at Jason at the presentation, it didn't even settle like if Jason actually understood. You know what I mean? One, you yelled at him where he probably couldn't fathom and understand all that, but the movie didn't really settle that for me to see like, okay, are we coming full circle with this story? Because it leans so heavily onto the rom-com, will I get the girl, I want the girl, I can't have the girl thing, and that's that. That's it for the rest of the movie, which is like cool, but I didn't want that.
And there was barely any magic in the movie.
Well, hell, they didn't. According to you, they didn't even have a damn budget. So,
yeah. I mean, it's like you lead this big thing, and there's this whole thing going on, and a society, and all this stuff, and then he's just kind of walking around the office.
Yeah,
we watched this dude have a day job on top of his day job.
That's actually
like there's nothing.
That's the title right there. That's the title right there. My man had a day job on top of a day job. That's
I mean, really, that's what happened through like the whole middle of the movie.
Kiss. Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched. We watched The Office for 45 minutes, basically.
Yeah, it was like he made the computer, and then he did the thing where he took her where she wanted to go. That was like the magic. Everything in between that was nothing but him working.
Yeah, he didn't even use it when he almost died going down the stairs. You know what I mean? So, which
that was actually pretty funny.
I thought that scene was going to lead to something, and it's like anticlimactic. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, okay.
Jason's like, they took their headsets off, and Jason says, "You almost died." He's like, "Yeah, I know." That was it. which for me is like, it's like you said, it didn't really go anywhere, but that made me laugh regardless because it was so dull, like a dull joke.
2 buckets of popcorn
anyways.
for me, man. Two buckets. I wanted more from this, and it didn't happen. I was really stoked when we saw this trailer because you know you got. I thought I was getting filet mignon, and I got chuck roast. Thank you for subscribing to this week's episode, talking through the American Society of Magical Negroes. Next week, we will be discussing Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire.
That'll be playing in a theater near you.
I'm Clyde Smith. You can find me across all socials. I am Clyde D. Smith.
I am Javier Villalobos. You can find me across all socials at Mr. J8200.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.